What's up, guys? Another day here, another issue. I think I alluded to it in a few of my other videos that I've been working with a power steering issue. I started with a filter change. You can go watch that video. I then did the power steering pump. Go watch that video. I was able to do that without lifting and shifting the motor. And now, well, here it is. Rack and pinion. So we're gonna drop this rack and pinion, put on this one, and that is the last part of this power steering bit that I have not changed yet. So let's really hope it's the issue. What I am experiencing is still a little bit of creaking, but I'm also experiencing like some floating. So as I'm driving, I really have to move that wheel to keep it in line. It's not centering straight, driving like it should. So I think I got some play in my rack and pinion, hence getting a new one. I'm hoping that this doesn't take too long. I'm going to measure the tie rod ends to then hopefully be able to put this back on without it being too far out of alignment. So yeah, let's get started. How hard can this be, right? Famous last words. What's happening, guys? Back at it here. And I just wanted to share some progress and kind of where I'm at with removing the rack and pinion. So let me show you here. So I got the car up on jack stands, I should say. Got the wheels off, and there's the new rack and pinion. And right now I am going to be removing, I removed this top nut here, the outer tie rod. And I want to remove the shackle here, whatever you want to call it. I want to remove that, I can't even point to it, right here. I want to remove that, drop it down. So I went to O'Reilly's and I got a pusher, tie rod pusher here. So I'm going to put this on, pop it out, and then hopefully do the same to the other side, and we should be good. So let me get started with trying to drop that piece out, and then, gosh, I think maybe we're in the home stretch. We'll see. Whoops. Looks like it came off though. There it is. My little persuader here. Let's go do the other side, guys. What's up, guys? So I got the old power steering rack down. It's dripping right now. I had to take off one bolt, and then these two popped right out. They don't thread in. It's a compression fitting with a gasket. So no worries there. Here's the new one. I already slipped this on. This came off these splines. I put this bolt back so I don't lose it. Here are the tie rods, the outer tie rods, and I'm just going to be removing this. This is where the electrical connection went. And I'm going to swap it over. Now, the reason I'm not putting this on right away is I am going to, if you can see down there, I'm going to replace the engine mounts with poly billet mounts. I think that's going to really help. And so this is just going to be put on hold. I will finish this up shortly until Where did I get it from? Victory Road Performance had 6 left in stock, so I pulled the trigger and got those. So I'm going to swap over nuts, going to count the threads. There was 10. Going to slide it onto that one and just kind of put this all on hold for a few days until I can get the new mounts on. It is so much easier to be able to get to the mounts without the rack and pinion in the way. So what better time to do it than right now? Getting lots of work done. I got the rack and pinion back up. That was a little bit harder than I thought, just because the gears didn't want to slide together. So I greased them up just slightly so that they would slide together. And then that little plastic slider piece I had to slide in and it would be good to go. Once that was in, I counted the amount of threads before I took the old rack and pinion out. And the amount of threads between the tie rod, outer tie rod ends that go to the pretty much the wheel, right? So I am trying to get it as close into an alignment as possible, and I was 10 threads from the inside out, and so therefore I backed the nut up to that, screwed the tie rod end onto that and bolted it back up, and we are good to go. I'm going to charge the battery. It's been dead. I don't know if I need a new one, and then what I'm going to do is prime the brakes. Not the brakes, I'm sorry, the power steering. You pour the power steering fluid in, you start the car, you rotate left and right, you bleed the line, it's self-bleeding, and then you just keep adding it into the reservoir as it keeps bleeding as you turn left and right as the car's running. But I'm just about there. This is great news. I can't wait to drive this. It's been 5, 6, 7 weeks since I've driven it. So I'm pumped. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Let me just finish it up. I'll show you how I'm going to bleed it, and we'll wrap this project up. All right, so power steering rack is in, tie rod, sway bar end links are in, and the new motor mounts are in. I have not started this thing in 5 to 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks now. So I just put the battery tender on it. Looks good. I'm going to start it up and try to bleed the brake or bleed the power steering. All right, so you saw the fresh start after, gosh, way too many weeks of not being able to drive it. You could probably see the front rotors turning left and right. That is how I'm bleeding the brakes or on the power steering. And you turn it left and right to full lock. I think they said like maybe 15 times. Go refill it. It is self-priming, so it will push all the bubbles out and suck in what it should. Supposedly that's what I've heard. It seemed to work. I filled it up, turned the wheels, went back, it was all pulled in, filled it some more, and I saw bubbles coming out. So I know that it's at least doing something positive. And from then on out, I'm just gonna monitor it for a few more days as I drive it to make sure that I don't run it too low and burn out the pump, everything that I've just done. And let's pray that this fixes my little creaking of a steering problem, because I've pretty much fixed everything in this system. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below, comments, like it, and please subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time.